Let's get started from the problem that we will solve today. So we have a couple of widgets. Initially, checkbox name we will type here, and we will try to use image button to count in number of clicks, which we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. And we have an image. So we will change device orientation from portrait to landscape by pressing this, rotate right. And what a terrible failure. We have a very bad design right now, and when you press a button from 5, you just going back to 1, 2, 3, and so on. If you go back again, rotate to left, so design will be restored, but when you press the button will start also from 0. So this is a problem that we have solved today in this video. So we have image view. We have a checkbox. Do you agree with the term and conditions? We have edit text where you can type any name, and we have an image button. The image button has on-click method, on-click main activity. So if you go to main activity and check what on-click is doing, so we have very simple click count. So that when you click on the button, the text will be display number of clicks. So we did this in our previous exercise. I'm not going to repeat the rest of the project. So we have on start, on resume, on pause, on stop, on destroy, on restart method. So this method printing log cat messages in the console, so we will be able to trace our code. So let's run the project. So we can play with design to agree with terms and conditions. We can type a name, and we can press on the button to count number of clicks. Let's do some experiments and trying to rotate from portrait to landscape. That probably will be the most unexpected result for us, right? Because we see that layout is absolutely disoriented. And what is the worst? You see they have after one click we have 1, 2, 3. So it looks like number 5, 6, 7, 8. So number is not persistent between rotation. It's okay with the selector and the edit text, but not with the button click number. So let's go back again. So we rotate to the previous scenario. Looks like we save information, but let's see what's happened with a click. So when you have a click, next click of the image button, we lost activity states. So basically this is what we're going to fix in a moment. The result is what happened displaying this slide. So we have a lost activity states and a lost layout design. After we rotated the device from portrait to landscape, we lost number of clicks and layout design. So why it's happened? Because application destroyed a current activity and loaded new copy, we lost activity states. So what we're going to do? We're actually going to implement 2 more methods to our application. We have to override 2 more methods. One method is on save instance state. Another method on restore instance state. So basically on save instance state, we save number of clicks, and on restore instance state we will restore or get number of clicks back. So let's get started. So let's go back to the code, to the main activity, and basically you see the method that we have right now, the callback method. We just simply go in to the end of the code. It's very important to type proper name of this class. So it should be protected void with 1 argument bundle. And the first method will be calling superclass, a version of this method. So what else we need to do? We have to activate logcat and say that we in the same my lifecycle, and the second argument will be the message on save in, I will follow the example, instance state mode. So after this we have to do the most important things, right? We have to save information about number of clicks. So this is a variable clicks. Actually this is a class variable. I can remind you that we have a number of clicks initialized to 0, and in this case we are using outState bundle, that is argument of this method, and we're using putInt method. So putInt method will reflect the first is will be the key value, which is will be, for example, num_click. Let's make it lowercase, num_click, and the second will be actually the value of this key, which will be the variable clicks. So it's very straightforward. So method is finished. So because we use an override, this is very important to use override, so the system will check if we really override callback method correctly. The second method will be on restore instance state. On restore instance state. So it's similar in terms of arguments. In logcat we will type the name of the method that we need. So it will be lifecycle, and it will be on state code. So in this case, when we get information from bundle in variable clicks, which will be restored from save instance state, and we will be using getInt, and the string key will be the variable we're using for extracting information by this key. So num_click we're using in putInt, and num_click we'll be using in getInt in opposite. Alright, so we're most interested right now in this click, so we click in right now numbers, and we're gonna rotate again. So 7, upon rotation we receive that 7, 9, right now we see 10. Yeah, that's fine. So we solved the problem with saving widgets information. So one more problem we have to save is with layout, because layout distortion is really serious for this project. So how to save layout? So we'll go back to the presentation. So we finished with you save instance state right now and restore instance state. So let's move to layout solution. So how to handle layout design problem? So when we rotate the device orientation from portrait to landscape, we received a lot of distortion, and we have to handle layout design problem. So what to do in this case? We have to create landscape layout variation. So how to do it? The best way is to create landscape layout variation, to press on this button, create landscape variation. Once you press this button, you receive alternative landscape layout. So we need to rearrange elements in this layout, and when the device is in landscape orientation, Android will find and use resources in res layout len directory, which corresponds to the landscape. Otherwise it will be stick with the default in res layout. So let's do it very fast right now. So we'll go back to the application. So go back to activity, main XML, and let's find this button on layout variants. create landscape variation. And you see what's happened in that layout folder. Activity main land file was created with the same name, but the suffix land. So I'm gonna switch to some redesign if needed. Take this number and put it separately like that. See, kind of like I see very connected layout with all of these elements, right? It's because of I'm using a relative layout, and it's very hard to reposition elements. Alright, so I don't think it's a bad design right now. So let's save it and run again. Alright, application is ready, so do you agree with the term and conditions? We will use a name 1 in this case, do the 5 clicks, level 6, and rotate the phone. Wow, this time we had much better result, right? It's just similar to what we expected in this case. And if we go back, we have the same nice design, and button it works. And button works. Thanks a lot.